Hello, it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. Today, we're going to make a chicken bow tie pasta casserole. I think you're really going to like it, and I just want to show you real quick what some of these ingredients are, or the basic ingredients in this casserole. I've got some leftover chicken. Now, I'm not going to use all of it, but I'm going to use some of this to put in the casserole. I roasted this the other day, and part of it got eaten. I've got some sour cream, I've got some onion, some cream of chicken soup, I've got some celery, a little milk there, and some Parmesan cheese that I have shredded up. And of course, I've got my bow tie pasta. I'm not sure how they pronounce that in Italian. I think it's farfalle, I don't know for sure, but we'll just go with bow tie pasta. All right. That's what I'm going to use, and so stick around because you don't want to miss this. All right? Okie doke. Okay, I prepared, or in the process of preparing some things here. I boiled about 2 cups of bow tie pasta, and that's 2 cups of dry bow tie pasta. So I had that cooked up. I'm going to drain that. Now then, I'm going to use the exact same pan, and I'm going to saute some celery and some onion. But there's no sense in dirtying an extra pan for this, so that's what I'm going to do. But first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little butter in there because I think it will be good. I'm going to saute my vegetables in that butter, and there's the onions and the celery. I just chopped them up. This is that half of onion and just, I don't know, there might be a cup of celery. I really didn't measure it, but you know what, if you don't want to add the celery, don't add it. That's fine. Don't worry about it. And frankly, if the onion is too much for you, don't add that. I mean, some people like their food a little more bland. And some ingredients tend to upset a person's digestive system. So, you know what? This is a casserole that you can make your own. You don't have to necessarily put everything in here that I am putting in. So, let's get these sauteed a little bit in the nice butter. And then we're going to add, I don't think I showed you this in the beginning, we're going to add about a cup of mixed vegetables. And the reason we're going to add a cup is because I think I only have a cup left. These are frozen vegetables. Alright, now these are moving along here. Going to get them sauteed up, and that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to add the mixed vegetables. They're just, I think, these are Walmart. So this is going to be a very inexpensive casserole. With these few ingredients, I think you'll find it makes quite a bit, but if you want to, you can double or triple the ingredients. That's fine. Now we're going to get those sauteed in there. Now you notice I did add some salt and pepper on the celery and the onion. Now, I've got some chicken that I've chopped up. Remember that chicken I showed you? I just pulled a little meat off here. This is probably about 2 cups, I'm guessing. And there is some dark and some white in there. No skin, just the meat. And these are coming along pretty good. Now I'm going to add the chicken in, and get that going. I want to saute that up in a little bit of butter. That was awesome. I'm going to add a little more salt. Now, you can feel free to add garlic, whatever spices you like, but I'm keeping this pretty simple because that's what we do at Simple Food, Simple Life. We keep things simple and inexpensive. This makes a good traveling casserole. Yesterday, I went to a funeral for my son-in-law's father, and the church was good enough to have a nice luncheon afterwards. And you know, church lady food is the best food. And the food was so delicious, and there were some really nice casseroles there too. And that kind of inspired me to show you how to do this. Alright, so we've got our celery, we've got our mixed vegetables, we've got the onion, we've got the chicken, which I chopped kind of big because, you know, it tends to break down as you mess with it. And I'm going to add a can of cream of chicken soup. Now, this cream of chicken soup is from Aldi. It cost about, I think it's 49 cents. The bow tie pasta is also from Aldi, and it cost about, oh, it was 79 cents. That's what it was. And I just used half the box for this particular casserole. And then the mixed vegetables, you know, they're pretty cheap. So it's not going to cost you a lot. Plus, I'm not using that whole chicken, which was originally $5. So we're just using a little bit of it. Let me grab some milk for my can here. I'm going to use a can of milk, and I will be back. Here we go. 1 can of milk. That's pretty cheap. Now you may be wondering why I'm adding a whole can of milk to this. Well, that's because I am adding a cup of sour cream. Now this sour cream came from Aldi, and it is generally, for the most part, it is usually 89 cents for the large carton of sour cream. I'm looking in my cabinet for some parsley. I love the green pop of the parsley. I think it looks very pretty. So I'm adding that. Now you can add whatever you want. Thyme. You know, there's a lot of good spices that go with chicken, right? I think there is. Okay. Now, I've got my pasta waiting. I didn't rinse my pasta, okay? So, let's get this warmed up a bit. And now I'm going to add in my sour cream. I keep this on a low heat. Now, you might wonder why I'm mixing this up and not just dumping all the ingredients into the casserole dish. I just think this makes a better casserole. I do the same thing. I don't usually bake tuna noodles, but if I do, I like to prepare it like this ahead of time before I pour it in my dish. And you can see here that I have a nice casserole dish that is buttered. I prefer the butter over the oil because I think that just, I don't know, it adds a richness. Now you see here, once I added that sour cream, see how thick that is? That's awesome. So let's get that mixed. I'm just going to keep it on a low heat. I'm going to bring it to a simmer, and then we will mix this with our pasta and put it in the dish and pop it in the, oh wait, and there's going to be a great topping that goes on top of that too. So I'm going to warm this up. We'll be back. All right, now one thing we want to be sure and do, we want to be sure and taste this. Oh, that's good. To see if we need more seasoning, and we do. We're going to add some pepper because it's delicious, and we're adding some salt because salt makes food taste good. And then I will taste it again. So, oh, that's good. Okay, that's perfect. Don't be afraid of adding salt, some salt, because pasta sucks up a lot of salt. Pasta, potatoes, any starchy foods tend to suck up the salt. So, okay, now I'm going to use the bowl that I had for my vegetables. I'm going to put the pasta in there. See if we can get you a little closer. Now listen, while we're doing this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Because other people need to know this stuff too, you know. Now you can see how inexpensive this casserole is. And I have a lot of chicken left to use for other things. So, now this is a medium size pasta once it's cooked. There is larger bow tie pasta than this, and there's smaller bow tie pasta than this. This makes a nice casserole size, I think. All right, now I'm going to pour the chicken and vegetable mixture in there. And I wish you could taste this. I wish you could smell it. I hope you make it, because I think you will really, really like this. It's kind of an unusually cool day here today, and so I just thought it was a good casserole day. I don't even have the air on. I don't have the air conditioning on. I really don't need it because it's so cool. I have a few windows open. Can you see? See how good that looks? Now, that's pretty awesome. Now, let's take our casserole dish. We're going to put that right in. Bring it down so you can see better. And be careful, don't burn yourself. It's warm. Now this pretty much fills up this casserole dish. I love this dish. I got this at a flea market many years ago. It's French. It's got a French, said made in France. It is very French casserole dish. What I love about it, I love the shape of it. I don't know. I think it's just kind of elegant. All right, got my goodies in there. Now, what I had was, and I didn't show you this in the beginning, I had some leftover croutons that I made out of stale bread. And I think I showed you that. Oh, I think I showed you that in a video, but what to do with some leftovers. So I had that, and so I just crunched it up coarsely. And I've got the Parmesan cheese that I showed you. I'm still working on this Parmesan. I showed you this when I made the tortilla pizza. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, sprinkle some of the Parmesan over the top of the casserole. Now, I think you can use any cheese you want, or don't use cheese. It's up to you. But use whatever you like. Let's go with all of that that's shredded. But if you don't want to use cheese, don't. That's fine too. And now I'm going to take the crumbed up croutons that were left, And I'm going to just sprinkle them on top for a nice little crust. I'm not going to use them all, I don't think. I could, but, you know, I don't want it too crummy. And that's it. It'll just bubble up and it'll make a nice little crunchy top for that. Okay? All right, this is going to go in the oven, 375 degrees, for around 25 or 30 minutes. I'm going to put it in the middle rack, but I'm going to check it because the ingredients are already hot and they're already cooked. So let's go for it, and we're gonna have ourselves a beautiful chicken casserole. Aren't you excited? Okie doke, here you go. This is very, very hot. Let me turn my oven off. That might be good. All right. Let me grab, this is so hot. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take out a little bit because I want to taste it. I'm going to put it in a little dish and let it cool a little bit so that I can take a bite. I love the look of the bow tie pasta. See how thick and rich it is? And the cheese is all melted. Get you up closer. The cheese is all melted. The crumbs, breadcrumbs are nicely toasted, and it smells fantastic. So, not many ingredients, but just a powerhouse full of goodness. Now I'm going to let this cool and we'll taste it. Now you can see that it's very little crunchy on the top. I really like that. Now you can use any combination of vegetables that you want. How about peas and carrots or green beans? You can add green onion instead of the other onion. You can add, honestly, whatever you like. Just make it your own. Use cream of mushroom soup instead of chicken, cream of chicken soup, cream of celery. It's whatever you like. Make this your own, and furthermore, use what you have. So let's taste this. It's very good. This may end up being one of your new comfort foods. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. Okay. Listen. I love ya. If I can do it, you can do it. It's pretty easy. And I want you just to remember one thing. That little is much when God is in it. Okay? All right. I love ya. Talk to you later. Bye.